This video contains spoilers from Steven Bomb 5, as it was mistakenly released early on Cartoon Network servers. So please, if you don't want to be spoiled, click off now. And if you've already watched this episode, please, when it gets released officially, watch it on TV. Watch it on Cartoon Network's website, support the show, buy merchandise, do something to support the show, to support the official release, please. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Hey guys, OshrickVox here, and welcome to my review of The Zoo. There are a lot of interesting things to talk about in this episode, but first and foremost, I fear for my life that a lot of people are going to write this episode off as half filler, or unimportant, or irrelevant, or boring because it didn't have any new gems, it didn't have the diamonds or anything. And that scares me because this is the zoo arc. This entire arc revolves around the zoo. So the episode called The Zoo should be the most important of them all, or at least one of the most important. So the thought of people not liking this episode or not paying much attention to it as it should be scares me because there's actually a lot of information in here, especially about Pink Diamond. So this episode opens up where the last one left off, where Steven's at the zoo that looks a lot like Mask Island. So I'm gonna make the assumption that Mask Island was actually a regular island that got colonized by the gems, by Pink Diamond, and may help explain why there was a corrupted gem on that island. It could explain why Jasper and Lapis went to the island they refused as Malachite, because it was a location familiar to them, especially if Lapis helped in the making of it. And we see that the humans in the zoo have names kind of like gems, how an amethyst is amethyst, facet, blah 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 blah. It also kind of reminded me of My Life as a Teenage Robot. One of them was called like Y6 and reminded me of like XJ9, XJ10, all of Jenny's sisters. If you haven't seen My Life as a Teenage Robot, it's a great show. I recommend checking it out the best way you can find it online, iTunes, whatever. It's a great show. And I think this episode gave a good grasp of how Pink Diamond viewed humans. She actually didn't despise humans or dislike humans. She actually liked humans so much that she wanted the special ones to be taken to a zoo. On one side, it could be portrayed as her using them as trophies for her conquest, as Garnet said, Garden Pearl. But just like how Blue Diamond brought Greg to the zoo because she felt like he didn't deserve the fate that the Earth would have with the cluster, maybe the same ideology with Pink Diamond. In the original humans that she captured from Earth, she saw great value in them, great worth, to the point where she wanted to preserve them for basically all of eternity. Of course, the humans in the zoo now are all offspring of those humans that came millennia ago, so they're not even Earthlings, they're just Zoolings, homeworld humans, whatever you want to call them. And they lived a warped way of life. While they're taken care of, they're giving everything they needed, all their wants and needs, which once again kind of plays into how Pink Diamond kind of viewed humans. Because I think this episode made clear that Pink Diamond actually didn't have any bad intentions with humans and human beings. The zoo was taking care of them. She wasn't putting them on display as freak shows, she wasn't even disposing of them. She put them in this utopian society. It just seemed like she wanted to protect them for whatever reason. And I can imagine this being Rose's breaking point, the zoo, and that's when she decided to shatter Pink Diamond, but who knows, hopefully we'll get more explanation on that. But that's why this episode is so important. We see how these humans are living. They're guided through a false reality. Like, I believe that perception of time and the movement coming out was all fake. Wait, it actually had to be, because the zoom containment is at the bottom of the zoo. And then the choosing, where they're match made with other people. Maybe there's an algorithm, maybe it's at random, who knows. But Greg's like, no, this isn't right. You gotta be able to choose who you want. And all these people are just falling for Greg. They're all fawning over Greg, so both the guys and girls. So they're just going savage and just like, okay, they're not going savage. They're actually pretty calm about it. They're just all just like, oh, well, I choose Greg. And I choose Greg. And Greg's like, well, I don't want any of you. And then they all just kind of like burst into tears and pure hysteria. But I have a few things I want to mention. One, my friend Ashton, who you guys may watch his videos, his Steven Universe compilations, brought up an interesting question. They claim they never experienced pain before, yet they're offsprings. This indicates that they never also heard of pain before because there are some old people in there. So how do they experience childbirth? That's a very painful experience. And it also shows that Pink Diamond hid pain from them. So again, what was her end goal here? Because it clearly wasn't to hurt the humans at all. My theory is either 1, none of the females ever experienced childbirth, so therefore they don't know that pain. 2, when a female does experience childbirth, she's immediately removed from the zoo, and the child, the offspring, is brought back, or maybe taken care of and raised in another part of the zoo. Or 3, they're given some kind of heavy meds that like makes their entire body numb to the experience of childbirth. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they were just removed from the zoo when they have childbirth, like the child is born and then the humans are disposed of, because there is the human disposal. Whether that used for corpses, humans with faulty behavior, whatever the case may be. And Steven's highly upset that all these humans, they don't really know what living life is actually like. They're given this false utopia. They're having their hand held through life every single day, and they're not even doing anything. They have no purpose. And it once again mirrors Homeworld, how Homeworld has to conform to these standards and do their job. But here, the humans are just taken care of and relaxed. They don't have to get a job or anything. So it's just very confusing on the whole Pink Diamond thing, her view on humans. Because when we were introduced to Yellow Diamond, we were kind of given the assumption that the diamonds don't like humans because Yellow Diamond was like organic life, yada yada yada. But with Blue Diamond, we see that they can actually be kind of sympathetic towards humans, towards other life, as evident by the fact that Greg ended up here because she wanted them to. However, what conflicts with this is Agate. She's really like nasty to the humans. She doesn't treat them like actual beings. So it makes me wonder if she was aware of Blue Diamond's and Pink Diamond's feeling towards humans, or if humans really are just viewed as nothing more than pets. So many conflicting views, and we're not getting a clear answer, but that's on purpose. If we didn't have all these answers held at ransom, it wouldn't be as an exciting story. So something that everyone's been talking about from this episode, something that I think will actually allows a lot of people to call this episode important, is because when the humans finally experience pain, they ask and beg for this pain to be taken from them, and they always their hands out, and it looks like the mural of Rose fighting those unidentified gems. Again, I don't believe they're diamonds. The gem cut's different, and it would have been retcon already because it appeared again in Buddy's book. But this is the second time we've had that hand symbolism, because those hands were also in Gem Drill with the cluster. But I'm sure so many theories will come out of that scene. I can't wait to see them. I was already planning a video on the mural, so this will help with that. Even though the main point of that mural is that Rose isn't fighting a diamond, none of those are diamonds. They don't even look like any of them. There's the closest one there kind of looks like White Diamond in terms of hair, but like I said, the gem placement is entirely off, and they had a lot of stuff from the series planned from the get-go. And I'm almost pretty positive the diamonds, cuts, and at least an idea of their design was one of those things they had since the get-go. Actually, it had to be because we had the diamond insignia in that episode when the mural first appears. And without a doubt, one of the funniest moments in this entire bomb comes at the end, when after all the humans beg for their pain to be taken away, the amethysts swarm the room. They're trying to capture all the humans and calm them down, like, well, come on, just come down, we'll talk about it. And one of them's like, I'll never be chosen again. And the amethyst is like, sure you will. Like, it was watching the amethyst trying to console and calm down the humans because they're heartbroken was just amazing. Definitely one of the more laugh out loud moments of the show. And definitely something I'm going to think of when I remember this bomb. You know, besides all the diamond stuff going on. And Greg stays just like a chick magnet, and now just like it's just a magnet. He put in Rose, he's putting in all these people in the zoo. Even at age 40, this man is a stud. He's missing his hair on his head. He's still a stud. Kudos to you, Greg Universe. Write a book on how you pull so many people, because like he has people of all genders just fawning over him. I don't know if Greg's bisexual or not, but if he is, he hit the jackpot for sure. And something I wonder, which obviously I get answered right in the next episode, is what are the gems doing during this episode? Since this show doesn't follow anybody but Steven's perspective, we didn't see what Sapphire and Ruby were up to, or Pearl. We didn't see what Amethyst was up to. And it's like, I actually kind of really want to see that. I want to see more of Agate giving Sapphire a tour and Sapphire just BSing her way through it. I want to see more of Ruby trying to restrain herself from just going ham on Agate. I want to see Amethyst chilling with the other Amethyst trying to fit in. There's actually a lot of potential that could have been in this episode that got cut, and that's depressing, but hey, it is what it is. No use of crying over spilled milk, but yeah, this is just one of those instances where the show could have benefited from not following Steven's perspective, not all the time at least. But hey, the Queenverse knows what they're doing, and to each their own, to each their own. I do wonder if we're going to see these humans again later, because they're not Earthlings, so would Steven bring them back to Earth? Because that's a really interesting topic that I discussed with my friend on the phone yesterday. She was like, I don't know if I would be on board with them coming to Earth, living on Earth, because if they tried to live on Earth after being in that kind of utopian society, they're going to get like hit by a car or something. Homies couldn't even get rejected without going like full ape shit. So that would definitely be a big project on Steven's end. I don't doubt that after this arc they are going to return to the zoo, so yeah, like I said, it's going to be very interesting to see how they deal with those humans in the zoo, because like I said, they're not Earthlings. They weren't born on Earth, they were born in the zoo. They're basically homeworld humans. They grew up in homeworld standards, homeworld conformities for humans. But I definitely think that'll be something that will be touched on. However, this was a great episode. Once again, the art was kind of off in some places, but nowhere as off-model as Adventures in Light Distortion. That episode, like I said, I didn't dislike any of these episodes. I thought they were all amazing episodes, each and every one of them. But the art, man, wasn't bad in this episode, but like I said, there were just some frames, some moments where I was like, that could have been drawn a little bit better. But these are just my thoughts, and I want to hear yours, so please comment down below. What did you think of this episode? What do you think of the zoo, the humans? Do you think they're going to end up going to Earth at some point? Comment down below, let me know. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Follow us on social media. Join our Discord server. Links to everything in the description down below. Awestruck Vox, signing out.